Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Keisha and today I'm going to be going through the books that I plan on reading for the Adventures Through Wonderland Middle Grade Readathon. So Adventures Through Wonderland is a middle grade readathon being hosted by Lexi and Kalyn from the A Touch of Whimsy book club and Gavin and Jade from the middle grade monthly book club. I'm really excited about this readathon because I have a lot of middle grades on my TBR that I need to read, and I just love middle grades in general. So I was really excited when I heard about this readathon. Also, I just really feel like they put a lot of thought and hard work into this. There's actually a map for this readathon. There's a lot of different things, but what I'm most excited about is the map. So I will go ahead and include that here. So you can see all of the different prompts on the map here, and I'm really excited to go through all of those. They have said that you can either go through it as if you're going from point A to point Z, or if you want to, you can skip around. I'm gonna try to go through as it's drawn out, but if I don't make it through that way, then that's gonna be okay. I'm gonna give myself a little bit of leeway and allow myself to do what I feel like is best with my schedule. So now let's go ahead and get into each prompt. So the first prompt is Down the Rabbit Hole. Pick a book set in another world. So for this prompt, I picked up Nevermore, The Trials of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend. So I'm pretty sure that I'm the last person on earth to read this book because it seems like everybody I know and everybody on BookTube and Bookstagram have read this book and have raved about it. They've loved it. It's the first book in a trilogy, I believe, and the last book, Hollowpox, is coming out this month, I believe. This month or next month. Either way. So I know everybody's been raving about that and so excited for the new release. So I'm like, okay, it's time for me to pick this up. So I decided that this would be a great time. It is a little bit thicker, which I think is why I haven't picked it up yet, but it's also a middle grade. So I feel like it'll be fairly easy for me to get through, and I'm really excited to finally get to it. So this is about, from what I can tell and from what I've heard, because I'm gonna try not to read the synopsis for all of these, but it's about Morgan Crow, and she is cursed and she is gonna die on a certain day, I believe. I may be wrong. Yeah, she's gonna die on midnight on her 11th birthday. So that's pretty tragic, but she gets this opportunity to go to Wondersmith and to compete in this competition, which kind of reminds me of Harry Potter because it says there's 4 dangerous trials. And so she has to confront her fate in a sense. So that sounds really intriguing to me. I've been told that this is kind of a mix of Alice in Wonderland and Harry Potter. So I love both of those, and I'm really hoping that I love this one also. The next prompt is Flower Garden, pick an aesthetically pleasing book. So for this prompt, I chose Fortunately the Milk by Neil Gaiman because, in my opinion, this is very aesthetically pleasing if you're going for a more whimsical vibe. I think it looks so cute, and there are lots of illustrations throughout the book that are very whimsical and cute, and I'm really excited. Ooh, this looks creepy. That actually intrigues me even more. So I've been wanting to read this for a while, and I'm actually killing 2 birds with one stone with this because, one, I'm reading it for the readathon, and I've also just really been wanting to read it, but I also have to read it for school. I'm in a children's literature class with my master's in library science program, and this is a book that I have to read. So I'm really excited to finally be able to get to this one. All I know about it is it's about this boy whose dad went out to fetch some milk, and he took a very long time to get back, and by the time he got back, his son was kind of curious as to why it took him so long. So he starts to tell him all of the different things that happened while he went on his trip to get this carton of milk, and I think it kind of goes in this pattern of this happened, but fortunately the milk is okay. So that just sounds like a really cute and whimsical story, so I'm really excited to read this one. The next prompt is probably one of my favorites. It is Eat Me, Drink Me, Make Yourself a Cozy Reading Snack. So I love this because it's one of the easiest prompts. It's one I know I can accomplish. I'm probably gonna end up making just like a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or something like that, because other than that, I don't really like make my snacks. So I feel like I'm probably just gonna make some tea or coffee, and that will cover me for that prompt. The next prompt is The White Rabbit's House, pick a book for a cozy night in. So for this prompt, I chose The Train to Impossible Places, and this is the book that is the group pick, and so I definitely wanted to read that one. At the very end, if you saw on the map, there's going to be a Mad Hatter Tea Party on October 3rd, and that's when they're going to do a live show and talk about the group pick book. So I don't know much about The Train to Impossible Places except that this girl, I think, gets on it and goes to bunch of different magical places. And I think that sounds like a good story. I mean, I don't really need to know a lot about it to know that I'm interested because it sounds really good. And it was recommended by like the middle grade kings and queens of BookTube. So that's all I needed to know. So I'm really excited for that one also. The next prompt is The Red Queen's Palace. Pick a book you think you'll love. So for this prompt, I chose The One and Only Ivan by Katherine Applegate. I have been hearing about this book for a long time, basically since I've been a part of the book community. And I know it's really popular with school teachers and librarians alike. I've heard so many kids say they loved it. It's been on my TBR for a while, and I think it's finally about time that I read it. Also, now there's the Disney Plus adaptation of it, so I'm really excited to be able to watch that. I'm actually killing 3 birds with one stone on this one because one, I'm reading it because I'm really excited about it and I want to read it for the readathon because it fits a prompt. 2, I'm reading it for school. And 3, I'm also going to be doing a middle grade story time virtually with my kiddos at the library, and we're going to read through it and then watch the film adaptation. So I'm really excited about this one. I don't really know much about it other than it's about a gorilla named Ivan and a dog named Bob and their adventures. And I think that Ivan is a part of the circus and he's sad, like he meets this elephant friend or something. This is my knowledge from watching the trailer. So they kind of tell him like, don't you want to be, you're in captivity right now. Don't you want to be out in the wild and with your family and with, be free? So that's all I really know about it. I've been told that I'm probably going to cry at the movie. I don't know if I'll cry at the book, but I'm a very emotional person when it comes to stuff like that. So it's probably going to be a tearjerker, but I'm really excited about that one. And I'm just glad to finally be picking that one up. The next prompt is The Cheshire Cat. Pick a strange and mysterious book. So the book that I chose for this prompt was The Door by the Staircase by Catherine Marsh. So I originally picked this book up at McKay's because it reminded me of Coraline. I mean, let's just be honest. There's a door here. There's a black cat here. It's very creepy and Neil Gaiman-esque. So I decided to pick it up without really knowing what it was about just because it reminded me of Coraline. And if you know me, if you've been on my channel long enough, you know that Coraline is one of my all-time favorite movies and it's also one of my favorite books. So all I really know about this book is there's this girl at this orphanage and things aren't going great. And there's this creepy lady named Madam Z who kind of like helps her out, maybe takes her in. I can't really remember, but she finds out that there's something creepy about Madam Z, and I'm assuming she's going to find out through this door by the staircase. So I don't know, but I'm intrigued. It's definitely mysterious and creepy. So it's also getting closer to spooky season and I need some spookiness in my life. So I'm really excited to read this one too. So that was actually the last prompt because if you remember, the very last place on the map was the live show. And so for that, I'll just be watching the live show and discussing the Train to Impossible Places. So I'm really excited for that one. I've never gone to a live show before. I've wanted to do a lot and I've just never read the books in time. So I'm really excited to do this one. And I'm so excited to read all of these books for the middle grade readathon, Adventures Through Wonderland. If you're participating in this readathon, let me know in the comments below what you plan on reading, or if you have a TBR video, you can also link that because I love to watch those videos anyways. And if you've read any of the books that I have on my TBR, please let me know what you thought about them. If you liked this video, I would so much appreciate you hitting the like button and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!